Hello guys, I think we can start. Am I audible to everybody? Hi Javier, how is Zero? Am I audible to everybody? Okay, perfect. Okay, then let's begin this call. Just a minute. Okay, let's begin the meetup, guys. So I will just give quickly some updates. So first thing that I want to touch is the GRVT fund. Currently, I'm not doing anything on this fund as of now because the markets are like highly uncertain. You cannot trade with stop losses definitely in this market because it will trigger anywhere. And if you want to really trade with stop losses, then you need to have like very deep stop loss around 7 to 8% because this is what we have been saying. And scalping can give you about 1% or something per day, but in this hugely volatile market, it just takes like one bad trade or like one trade, like very unexpectedly something going on to wipe out all your gains. So it makes no sense to scalp and do that 1%, 2% type of profits, ultimately losing much more than what you gain. That's what was happening like in the past few weeks, like because I was having very strict stop losses in the scalping way, like it was going on very good, but one day like I go to shower for 20 minutes, just 10 minutes, like going quickly eating and taking shower and coming back on 20 minutes, like then it's gone. It triggered the stop loss. After triggering the stop loss, like it was going just like how I expected. So if I keep a very deep stop loss, then that's not the point. That's not a good thing at this point in time when we lost so much in the fund. So that's why I'm waiting for like more clarity to come. And moreover, like this is a holiday season, the December. That's why we didn't see such a big dump or such a big pump or nothing is happening. But my opinion is still the same. My view is still the same. We are in the bear market, and people are making everybody believe that Q1 2026 is going to be fine. It's going to be recover and everything. These are the stories which has been made by people like who want to dump their bags on our head. So it's institutions. If you see the wallets of BlackRock, constantly they are selling, constantly. Every single day they are selling like 100 million, 150 million. They're selling like thousands of Ethereum, thousands of BTCs. And this trend is going to continue in the same way. The major problem why market became like this and whole structure got spoiled is because when institutions entered, they made these ETFs and couple of other things, which was already spoiling the market. But introduction of this digital asset treasuries, that was the worst ever idea. And from the beginning, once I heard about this, that like I was thinking this is going to happen, not the whole market structure itself, but everything is going to get spoiled in crypto. And that's exactly what is happening because you cannot make digital asset treasury and make it a company and list it on NASDAQ and think like, okay, it's a tech company or it's an investment company and it's going to be fine. It's a very volatile asset and definitely not made for making a digital asset treasury companies. So this is what is happening, and I will wait for some time. Q1, I think like there will be more structured movements, both on the downside and on the upside. But still, the momentum is still on the downside, and still we will see 60, 65K, whether we want it or not. Definitely that is going to happen. Definitely there is not going to be any bull market like next going forward. Because I'm speaking among all the trader communities, the people whom I am connected with, no one is telling like it's going to recover because they know much better than me. They have much more deeper connections. They're connected with the funds, they're connected with people who deploy the money, and there will be a lot of sell pressures coming from mining people also. It already happened this year, but there are some more mining companies which needs to offload. And then there will be a taxation period like between March 31st. So everybody wants to sell, everybody wants to cash out, and they want to file their taxes. So what I want to say is like definitely the momentum is going to be down, but with this kind of low volume movements, very volatile movements, if we trade, we will lose more. The most important point in trading or like in investing is preservation of the capital, and that's exactly what I am doing, because there is no point in doing something now when you know like clearly it's not going to go in your favor, or it's going to be very risky. If I want to like take a risk and make it very good, I can still go long on Zcash, because still I believe Zcash will go to $1,000. Definitely it will go, because it's quite similar to Bitcoin, but at the same time there is privacy layer on top of it. So Zcash is a winner even now at $450. And it's having like a very good range, like 350, 375 buy pressure is coming, and around like 650, 670 like sell pressure is coming. It's not able to break that 700 mark. Once it breaks that 700 mark, we will definitely see 1,000. There are people like who are calling for $10,000 on Zcash, which I personally believe is the same kind of target that people had for Ethereum, like going to 7,000 or 10,000. I didn't believe it then, and I'm not believing on Zcash also going to $10,000. $10,000 maybe multiple years, or maybe it will never happen, or maybe multiple cycles. We don't know. It's in my opinion like $10,000 for Zcash. It will have like such a big mammoth market cap, which will be almost equal to Ethereum at the current stage. I don't think like Zcash is going to be like that, because there are some kind of like privacy blockchains also. So people, if they want to build some applications or something, then they can use this kind of L1s, which is having privacy layer on that, or ZK Sync or something. They can still make the same kind of app, and there shouldn't be this kind of obsession that it has to be built only on this particular thing, what is called as Zcash. So I'm not believing that, but one thing I can tell you about Zcash, that definitely, it's going to make some moves, definitely 2x from here. That is for 100% sure. So if I want to take a chance, or if I want to take risk at this point in time, then I will take my risk on Zcash. Another one like which is currently going down, but still it's promising, is Aster. So the problem with Aster is like on Monday, the token unlocks happen. So when unlock of the token happens, like many people will really sell it in the open market. So this is what we are seeing now, the current sell pressure. But the only thing is like Binance is backing it, and in the backend, Aster is nothing but Binance futures. So backend is the same, and I don't think like much of on-chain activity is going on, but it's just kind of like on-chain, maybe like execution is happening, but settlement is still happening in the backend. So it's not really decentralized in the way like how Hyperliquid is happening, because Hyperliquid really has on-chain order books, on-chain settlements, everything happens on-chain. Although Hyperliquid is on a different chain than Hyperliquid EVM, like where people are building dApps. So on Hyperliquid L1, only Hyperliquid perpetual DEX is the only dApp there. Like there is nothing else. So all the people who are building on Hyperliquid, they're building on Hyperliquid EVM, which is a different chain than what you see your Hyperliquid is on. But still, it's on chain. You can still see that one. So we discovered a lot of things about perp Texas, like when when we wanted to integrate several perp Texas on our AI Copilot, we were seeing the copying of the whale wallets. And when we dig more into the Explorer and on blockchain records, only Hyperliquid has it, and it's very transparent. You can copy trade any whale wallets or something. But in Aster or Lighter, it is not the same, and they don't have that kind of efficient APIs also to do it. But transparency is completely missing in any other perp compared to Hyperliquid. So it's not decentralized in that way, like how we see Hyperliquid, of course. So that's the reason, like why we are seeing all these chaotic moments in the market currently. So what I want to say is like I will wait for some time, because instead of like trading, making some small gains, and like then one bad, you see like now, 15 days ago, Michael Scheller bought $1 billion, $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. No movement. CPI data is good. No movement. Again the same. So any good news is coming, it's falling down. Any bad news is coming, it's falling down. So the trend is clearly down and it's clearly going down. The structure is completely broken. Bitcoin is not able to cross even $94,000. The moment it touches $94,000, like it's just falling down, it's coming down. So it's not looking like a recovery at all. But there are narratives like, okay, in Q1 2026, we will see a reversal and everything. Look, like these kind of theories, like we have seen several times in the past. And these are the kind of narratives which is made by those people who want to, like sell more. So it's going to be a bear market. It's going to be a very painful market. But the problem is, like in this market, what we are seeing compared to the previous markets, there is no clear one side movement. It comes down, it makes some move, comes down, it makes some move. So in this way, your stop losses will get triggered. And I don't want to, like make all these small gains, like because 2,000, $3,000, like week, we can make it. But that one moment, like that 20 minutes moment, like on Tuesday or something, it wiped off my gains. So it doesn't make sense at all to trade in this type of market. But what I'm saying is like maturity will come like in Q1 2026, like when most of the people are selling, there will be a one-sided direction movement, so more predictable market. There are some legislations which were supposed to be passed in US, like in December, which didn't get passed. Many more, like initiatives and everything has been planned, but that will not impact the market directly, but that will not bring the liquidity properly. But maybe like some kind of stability will come. Okay, everybody who are supposed to sell, everybody have sold it and nothing else is there. And one more ratio is there, which is very important in the market that I am watching very closely, which is like long and short. Even now, like there is a lot of longs still, a lot of longs, and we are not seeing that kind of short build-ups or people getting tired of the market or something. We are still hoping like markets are going to like get fine. Markets are going to like again come back, make a comeback. So everybody are in this kind of hopium, and before there was like 90,000 as a base, 80,000 happened, and now people are speaking about 60 70,000. Later on they will keep going down. This is a very slow kill market. It's killing very slowly. It's not that kind of like market like which kills you once. It happened on 8th of October, 8th or 10th of October. So after that one, what we have been seeing is like clearly downside. So for this one to completely change and something else to happen, I don't see that happening. And this so-called super cycles and only exchange CEOs are talking about, CZ is talking about, because that is in their interest to keep the markets in this way, to keep that hopium in that way. But just being very honest, I don't think like this kind of reversal market or anything is going to happen. It will be a very slow kill market. We are going to go down, and there is no way like we will go to new all-time high any time soon. At least not in like 1.5 years. Definitely not. So maybe like in 2027, like some kind of pickup will come. But what I need is like some more kind of like stability in the market, like wherein it becomes a kind of like scalp market. This is the reason, like when we launched a scalper strategy on BCUBE, it was doing very good because that market settled down in a space where the scalping was helping a lot. And once that scalping, range was finished, and then we started to see some kind of trades getting stuck for a long time. This is where like it's a very big challenge. Like once the like range changes, then we have to get accustomed to it. And this is where like AI systems and everything comes into picture, because they will watch, even they will also not detect it immediately, but they will take like some times, and when the pattern is clearly changing, they will give some kind of signals to us. So that's why this is my plan, not to trade now, because I'm not saying like any funds are also trading now. Yeah, everybody have stopped literally, because it's becoming like very unpredictable market, and it's the same story everywhere. Like they trade and they win, and one like some kind of macroeconomic news or microeconomic news or whatever news is coming, that's not really supporting. Supporting in the sense that we are not expecting to go up by 10% or something because of that news, or come down like drastically also. But the reaction has always been the same, and that is downside. So I will wait for like more clarity to come, and that will definitely come in Q1 2026. when the range will settle down a little bit, because this big fall happened just in October, November and December. We are just 2 months from that point when it happened. So still, like psychologically, people are still in the same way, and they're doing revenge trading. They're going after it. Okay, short is not working. Okay, we will go long. Okay, long is not working. We will go short. But once we go there, we need to have that conviction and hold on to the positions for some time. And that is not easy. That is not so predictable at this point in time. So that's why let the like some kind of consolidation happen, and all the long people will get frustrated, or all the short people will get frustrated. Then we will have a kind of markets like which will be in a range, or which will be more predictable, and that is the time like when we have to go there and do something. So for now, like I don't think like it's a good market. What we have to do is like preserve the capital, not to do something and like spoil it, but wait for a good time and then make it all back. So that's about GRVT fund. GRVT fund is trading currently in BCUBE brand name, but I think like after 1st of January 2026, we need to make it to B3X branding, because the MiCA regulations are coming and we are not going ahead with MiCA regulations. So we cannot brand anything in BCUBE's name. So we have to, like show BCUBE as just like a software company, like delivering all the technology and stuff like that, but not touching crypto directly or offering any kind of crypto products directly. So the moment like you try to do that, then again we will go through this kind of scrutiny and everything. There's MiCA regulations like this is the reason like why I was in Italy. I went just for like few hours there. I had to be there because to speak with regulators and everything. One thing is very clear, like MiCA regulations was planned very, very long time back just to favor like some very big institutions or very big companies. It's definitely not for small companies at all. Definitely not for a startup. Definitely not for any kind of companies, even for mid-sized companies. Because the cost to have a MiCA license every single year is coming down to something like €1 million every year. That is the cost, because you need to have a cybersecurity expert, a CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. You need to have like three compliance officers. One compliance will be making AML, another one will be monitoring transactions, another one will be filing the report. It needs a lot of infrastructure, and they are asking us to take some kind of softwares which is very, very, very expensive softwares. It's not just about you are transferring from your Binance account. If you're doing that, then from the wallet address where the money is coming to us, we need to track, and we need to make a tree of all those transactions which happen from that wallet. So it's very, very, very difficult process, and everyone's wallet addresses and everything has to be integrated to certain systems, and they will make some kind of red flags. And imagine you are sending from centralized exchanges, so money is like grouped. It's in a kind of like a wallet which belongs to exchange, not even you, because we don't hold any money what is there on centralized exchanges. If there was some kind of fraud or something else, like in this chain of transactions that happen from the wallet, so it raises a red flag. So then we will have to stop it. We will have to explain to the regulator. It's a very, 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 very tedious process. It's a very difficult process. I don't think like any small companies will be able to make it. So that's why there is no point in going through MiCA regulations. And before, like if you have registered your company, like not in Europe, but outside of Europe, there was a reverse solicitation clause, which means you are not targeting directly any European residents. But if they come themselves, then you could allow it. But in MiCA, even this is not possible, because they cannot come at all. The moment you are outside of Europe without MiCA, you need to completely ban using geolocation tracking or through KYC. We have to stop every single European customers from accessing the platform. So all these things are like very difficult, and we need to go out and we need to search for people outside. It's impossible to make it. So that's why we are not going through MiCA, and or everything what is there in BCube now, that has to be rebranded as B3X, and we will be operating as B3X itself. Next one was about AI Copilot. So we integrated, as I've already said, Aster, Lighter, and Hyperliquid. So three are integrated already. We wanted to integrate even GRVT, but after doing a lot of things, we came to know like we cannot integrate GRBT because it works like a centralized exchange, like where there is no signing of transactions or something. So if you read their docs from a, developer point of view, it's not working like a decentralized exchange. It's more like a centralized exchange, and every single thing has to be signed. It's definitely not like a decentralized exchange. The whole technicalities behind it. So we will not be able to integrate a GRVT platform. So we have these three platforms, and next we are integrating the copy trading platform, the wallet and everything. And then we will go to the prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket, like where you can just predict from the AI Copilot itself, like without going on the platforms. And you can even like follow those wallets, which is making consistently profits like on prediction or like on trading or like whatever it is. And we still want to build perpetual trading decks, but not at this point in time because building a perpetual trading decks right now, the space is too much crowded. And it's not just about being crowded. Like we had a very different USP than any other platform. So our vision was to make any token as a collateral, not just USDC, not just BTC or ETH. So such a kind of pertext doesn't exist even today. And we have built all the ADL systems, auto deleveraging systems, everything like what needs to be made for this type of product. So that was the most hardest part. And we took like several months to make it. These things are ready and it's working very well in the testnet phase. So if we just deploy it on the mainnet, like it will work. But the problem is like now, if you want to make a perpetual trading dex, then since you have like too many competitors, you need to have a lots of money also for making like a lot of marketing, lot of getting attention, lot of PR and stuff like that. So the barrier of entry has gone up a lot for making a perpetual trading dex right now. So it's not feasible for us like to have like just a few million and like say that okay, we will be able to make it now. And most of the time like I was wondering like why VCs are like not investing at this point in time, or like it's not just our project, like many 90% of the projects are not getting funded at all currently. And they're saying like you need to have revenues even for pre-seed stage, like you need to have revenues and you need to have users and everything. So we were thinking it's like a revenue meta or something. But if you go cryptorank.io and if you see the companies that is getting funded, everything is like Series A, Series B, which means like they are very big already. Or those kind of pre-seeds are getting funded. But if you see the team, like I made like research on at least like 10 or 20 DeFi projects which got funded recently. And all the founders are VCs, ex-VCs themselves. And this is what is happening in the VC space right now because no one wants to like invest like now because of the market conditions and everything. And meme token was the worst thing. VCs were just like investing in this one like degens. They lost money also. And afterwards, what they did like only two things. One thing was to become LP and provide liquidity for perp taxes and other kind of things, and to make money in that one. Or they became like they did something else, like which is to make their own startups, make their own company, and like getting invested and getting also like like investing in their own project also. So now if you see cryptorang.io, you will see like many projects like where VCs are themselves the founders. They are doing it themselves now. So this is the same like when it comes to like a Falcom Finance and other kind of projects. So Falcom Finance guy was the same guy like who was making what was that, DWF Labs. So now they invested all the DWF Labs into their own things and they're making it. And Athena came out with Ethereal, so their own perptex. So it's the same projects like which is making their own, or like they are like becoming active LPs. So this is the space like where like low tier to mid tier VCs, they are doing it this way. The higher tier VCs are like just sticking to DATs. I don't even understand like even now like why DATs, like digital asset treasuries, or they're investing in only in Series A, Series B, and these kind of things. So the whole VC environment and situation has become very different. And many of the investors like who are there in BCUBE, like when I went back to them, most of them are not investing because they invested in a lot of tokens which didn't even go to TGE, and they were building, and they said like, okay, we finished all the money, and like we don't have money and we cannot do any TGE. So they just died even before launching a product. So many projects happened like this one. So they said like, look, like we really want to fund, but we don't have. Some projects like have not still hit the TGE. Someone like exhausted all their money and they don't have anything more, and they moved on with many other things. So they essentially like VCs lost the money. So this is the case like with people like who invested in BCUBE or the people that I know. And there are other people like who want to invest with us, like Sundow Ventures and everybody. Like we had a couple of calls. They were very happy with that. They want to invest, but they want a lead investor because lead investor is the person like who has his own legal team, who has his own DD team to make the valuation of the company and to invest in that and everything. So then follow-on investors will put the money based on that kind of DD, what is being done by the lead investors. So the lead investors, like they want to see something else, like they want to see like a little bit more traction, a little bit more movement. So that's what we are waiting for currently. And with AI Copilot, that's what we are trying to achieve because we felt like at this point in time, we have to build a product. Like we are seeing this industry like a Web 2 industry now, not really going after, we never went after any FOMO. We never went after any trends. We never went after any kind of like current hype. Because if you build something on hype, like once the hype comes down, like you will be done, you will be finished. Only like 2 out of 100 projects which builds on hype, they get that kind of like early people, early backers and everything, and somehow they will manage, at least in terms of token. In terms of product usage, maybe it will be still zero. But yeah, like in terms of like token price, yes, maybe they will do it well. So we don't know. So we don't want to, like do this kind of what is that, like building a product for the sake of getting all these things. And what we want to do is like build a product now, bug-free product which people want to use. And we have to build a different type of community for that, because in the BCube community, I hardly see like few people who are really trading on perp Texas. Hardly few people who are really trading, and hardly few people, very few people who trade regularly on that one. So we need to make a new go-to-market strategy, and we need to build those kind of new community around that one. And that's why like last week, I got in touch with lighter community, the community head, and Aster community head, and also like this Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is like, like there is no community head or anything as such. It's a very different kind of ecosystem. We need to go to the community itself. We need to speak to those kind of users and the other kind of influencers like who are on Hyperliquid ecosystem. I spoke to a few because I met them during one of the AMA sessions that we made with the Arcanum Ventures. So I gave them the product, they used it, and they said like, yes, it's a very good product. Like they're able to do good things with that one. But now we added spot markets and several other things is possible with that one. I also got the feedback from the community, like what kind of like they want to DCA, they want to buy it at certain point and everything. That will be there in the next version. We don't want to make MVP like very heavy. We want to keep it very light. And even though it's light, like it should be able to do most of the things what it is supposed to do, everything what it is supposed to do, and most of the things what people think is difficult that it can do. And we will be coming out with very frequent updates. Like in those updates, like all those things will be covered. It's not like like we don't know like what else can be added. It's like Danny tags me on several things, like I've seen it. But to do all these things, like we need to have like huge funding and huge number of people in the team. But with just like two developers, like we will not be able to accomplish everything so fast and bring up the things so fast. So we will go slowly. We want to make this one a perfect product first. And with the new community building, that what we are making, like we want to make inroads into those communities. And once that is done, like then new features will be added, and then it will keep going on from there. Because people keep building like per Texas, people keep building like prediction marketplaces. So they all need kind of integration with some kind of pilots, like which can make it very easy. Because if people go on per Texas, like it's not so easy for them to make their wallets and everything. And we have a private wallet which you can log in with your Gmail account. So it creates a wallet in the in the backend, and that wallet address you can extract it. So we don't hold any custody of any wallets or something. Everything is in the hands of the user, and then they deposit the fund and they start to trade on that one. So it makes it much more simple. Of course, like this is for people like who are trading on perp Texas already. It's not for people like, we are not onboarding new people on perp Texas. That is not the purpose. People who are already there on perp Texas, how we can simplify their trading experience, how we can make them to trade in a different way than what they are trading currently. For example, if you want to build a product like Athena, like where you want to mint your own stable coins, or you want to have like delta neutral strategies, earning those APYs based on the funding rates, these things can be done very, very easily using AI Copilot. So we are just working on the notifications now a little bit. We rigorously tested. Notifications have to be improved a little bit more on the user experience side. So that is what we are making it now. And per Texas is everything is almost completed. Integration and spot market also, it's completed, the integration part. Now the prediction market is there, and if we are launching during this holiday season, like many people will be on holiday, so it won't be so wise to launch the product now. That's why we are waiting for this holiday season to get finished, and in the first week of January we will be launching the product. So this is about the Copilot one. Yeah, that's it. And any questions? Like, I'm not using a pro account now on Zoom, so I have 5 minutes. Just now I explained about the Copilot. Like it is to trade on perpetual trading indexes, like buying with the different leverages, having different kind of stop losses. It all works on a real time basis currently. But if like you want to make like a little bit more complicated strategies, like where you give a command and it has to trigger like when the prices are coming, that will be there like in the next version of the AI Copilot. But as of now, it's for trading on perpetual trading indexes using natural language. So you don't have to go yourself, place all those, stop losses and buying points and everything. You just give once, it places all the orders for you. Or like if you want to make your own delta neutral strategies, like you can build your own delta neutral strategies. Like you can buy in the spot and sell in the future, and the funding rate, whatever is there, that you will be earning. So if you make it on hyperliquid token hype currently, you can make around 6 to 7% every on an annual basis in stable coins. So these things you can do it as of now. And following of the whale wallets, like there are many whale wallets. For example, there was a guy who shorted Ethereum just before Trump announced the tariffs on China. So maybe he had some kind of insider news. You want to follow his wallet, you can follow his wallet. So whenever he's trading, based on the amount of money you are having, it's going to trade. Like this is one of the good feedback that we got from Danny, because he was telling like he has 1 million, but I will have like just 1,000, and if all the 1,000 is used in my wallet, like I will be liquidated. So if he is using 1 million out of 10 million, then it will use $100 out of your 1,000. So 10%, exactly like the way how he's doing it. So these kind of operations you can do with AI Copilot, but going forward, like you will be able to do many, many more things. You can also like generate a strategy now. If you tell like, okay, I want to scalp Ethereum only, like generate a strategy for me, it will generate a strategy for you. You can even do paper trading based on it. No need to, execute the trade itself. So you can see like how the signals are working. So many, many, many more things, like as we expand the product, then we new features will be added, and every kind of feedback that we get, like we will try to add that one also, like going forward. But as of now, you can trade, you can build delta neutral strategies, you can do many other things just with writing in prompts in English. Yeah, it only acts on the prompts. You have to write in English. like buy hype tokens on Hyperliquid at this price and sell on the perpetual futures at this price and with this leverage, something like that. How we chat in the same way. Version 2 will have many more things than the one which was there first, like that we shared with people. But definitely it will not be there, those kind of like DCA actions and everything, because currently it takes your words into consideration, what it can do now, and not monitoring and doing it in the later on stage. That we will add like by end of January or something. But all those things are there in the consideration. Like we have like a huge roadmap for this one. So it will not be just for like swapping and trading, like many other features have been planned for this one. We have less than 1 minute. In case if we run out and if there is any more questions, like I'm happy to go on Twitter Spaces. Okay, guys, if there is no more questions, then we will wind down and we will see like after the holiday season and everything, I think you guys will be free and we will meet in like first week of January when we'll launch the product also. Please use the product, give us some feedback on that one. And also like keep constantly giving like what you would like to see and not crazy ideas, but what you normally want to do, but you cannot do. Or you heard the pain points of someone like who wants to do something like